Ladies, gentlemen, friends, are you ready to Kroxa? We are playing Kroxa today, and it's probably one of the coolest cards in my opinion. So I'm really excited. My name is November Lima, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. So, like I said, we're playing Kroxa. This is a build that is very similar to what Jeff Hoogland and Day 9 played a little while before at Korea, and just with some slight tweaks that I think make it a little bit more interesting to play. I don't know if it's necessarily better, but it's definitely more fun in my opinion. So let's go over what the deck does. It is basically a Kroxa Midrange deck. So it's a mid-range build that's basically Kroxa as the MVP. So we've got our Mire Tritons to help us mill a little bit, potentially get Kroxa into bin or fill up the bin for Kroxa. And this thing is really good simply because it is only 2 mana, it is a 2/1 Death Toucher, it gives us 2 life, and it puts 2 cards in the graveyard. So in a build like this is a fantastic 2-drop. Absolutely love this card. Aggro hates this card, and I think there's a lot of aggro right now. So, and even against control decks, I get to mill a little. So it is a good card overall. This thing is fantastic. This was my addition to this deck. The version that Hoogland and Day 9 play are strictly Rakdos. I love Lazav in this because it just gives me another chance to get Kroxa out. Especially if your opponent sideboards in a Grafdigger's Cage, Lazav works around this. Plus, with Lazav, I can have 2 Kroxas on the field because Lazav, even though it's a legendary and it turns into Kroxa, it is still Lazav the Multifarious shapeshifted into Kroxa. So it doesn't count as Kroxa. So you can have 2 on the field, which is 2 Kroxas is always better than 1. Kroxa, obviously 4 of, because I need to get this into bin. I want to get this out as soon as possible. 3 Agonizing Remorse just to be able to mess with my opponent's hand or graveyard. 3 of the Murderous Riders just to help with some removal. Destroy creatures, destroy planeswalkers. Also, I can just hardcast this against aggro to get a lifelinker on the board. 4 Bonecrusher simply because being able to do 2 damage is great, but also just getting a 4/3 body on the board that control hates to interact with is really solid. 3 Phoenix of Ashes for some additional action in the air. Also, I will be filling up my graveyard, so escaping Phoenix of Ash could sometimes be better than trying to go for Kroxa, especially if I get my opponent low in life total and I'm closer to escaping Phoenix than Kroxa. I might go that route instead. And it escapes as a 4/4, so as a 3/3, so it's just really powerful. Tymaret Calls the Dead to be able to fill up the graveyard. Ideally, your perfect play is being able to get either Kroxa in the bin by playing it on turn 2, or having Mire Triton on turn 2 to fill up your bin and get Kroxa in there. Then on turn 3, you play Tymaret. On turn 4, you have to avoid exiling one of your creatures with Tymaret Calls the Dead, and you'll actually be able to exile or get Kroxa escaped by turn 4. So that is actually, and it actually happens quite frequently. So Tymaret Calls the Dead is really good in this build. Also, just getting some 2/2s on the board. Bedevil, card you don't see a lot right now because there's a lot of better removals out there, but in this build it just works pretty good still. Being able to target artifacts, creatures, or planeswalkers just seems pretty good. 2 Rankles. I actually really like this card. I've had some other cards I tried instead of it, and I just keep going back to Rankle because it does have a lot of functionality. It can do a lot of different things. Plus, getting a 3/3 haster out is sometimes just really, really valuable. This card alongside Bonecrusher Giant actually were the 2 MVPs that helped me take down Mono Green just a little bit ago. Eat to Extinction, again, really great card in this deck. Overall, it's a little clunky of 4 mana removal, but it gets to exile a creature or planeswalker, and I get to put a card in my graveyard. So it does several things that I really like in this build. 2 Embercleaves just to push the pace. Land base is a little clunky because of Lazav. So I think this build is very doable without Lazav. You would take this out, potentially increase a Phoenix of Ash, and increase like an Agonizing Remorse, and that way you don't have to run blue. But I really like Lazav, so I run some blue in here. So I got 1 island in case I need to find it with a Fabled Passage. And I do run some of the dual lands blue. And then obviously black and red are the colors that I need most, especially if you escape Kroxa. Being able to get those doubles can be a little tricky on turn 4, but it's definitely doable. Going into the sideboard, and while I talk about the sideboard, I might actually make a quick change. So I got 2 Disfigures, 2 Duresses, 2 Redcaps. I think those 3 are very solid 2-ofs. The 2 Redcaps and the 2 Disfigures are great against aggro matchups. 2 Duresses obviously go in against control. Now, why not more than 2? I already have 3 Agonizing Remorse and I have 4 Kroxa, so I have plenty of hand hate already, so I don't think I necessarily need more than 2. 2 Ongred's Rampage, I actually think I'm going to take those out right now. And I'm going to go with Freakus Libation. Reason I want to prefer this is I already have artifact removal with Bedevil, and this can also target some enchantments. So against Reclamation, by example, this is more relevant. Ashiok to be able to fill my bin and exile my opponent's graveyard, so especially if they are a cycling deck, Ashiok is pretty valuable. I prefer this over Soul Guide Lantern or anything like that simply because this helps me mill. So it kind of has that dual function. If I go against a deck and I bring in Soul Guide Lantern, sometimes I come across that it's actually a dead card in my hand. So I'd much rather just have Ashiok so it has that dual function. 2 Extinction Events, I guess I do get overrun by aggro. Being able to exile at least half, maybe even more of their stuff is always pretty good. 2 Lilianas in case I go in a longer matchup where being able to get more bodies on the board or sacrificing creatures is valuable, especially against decks that run Dream Trawler. Those matchups tend to take a little longer. Being able to get Liliana out and potentially sack their Dream Trawler is really valuable. And a Thought Distortion to just completely destroy any kind of control deck. That's the deck. I really like the deck. We're going to give it a shot. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Just a reminder, I am doing the giveaway for the Space Godzilla Death Corona. So be sure to subscribe. Once I hit 100 subscribers, this one will go out to one of you guys. Let me know in the comments when you subscribe. That way I have a way to reach out back to you if you are the winner. Some people are wondering, why are you giving away a Space Godzilla Death Corona? This card is so cool. Well, I got incredibly lucky with my pulls, and I got 2. So it only makes sense to give one away to a lucky winner and subscriber. Okay, this hand is not great. It's a little clunky. You don't like to see 2 Embercleaves. But I do have 3 lands. I only need a red for Kroxa. I have interaction and I have a mill effect. So I think I'm going to keep this. So let's go ahead and get you in tapped. And let's see what my opponent has. Okay, we got some Jeskai going on. I got my second red, which is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and mill. If I get Kroxa in the bin, I'll be pretty happy. Land an Agonizing Remorse. I would have liked that Agonizing Remorse, but that's okay. Okay, so it looks like we're going up against Jeskai Control. Go ahead and swing with Mire Triton. They could have Deafening Clarion, but I do think I'm going to hardcast this. Because then next turn I can potentially Embercleave. So if they don't have an answer right now, that'd be pretty sweet. Which again, they could have Teferi, and they could have Deafening Clarion. Potentially Omen of Fire. Those are the 3 cards that could really mess with my board. But if they just play Nissa or something like that, I think I'm just going to go straight face with the Embercleave. And that puts us in a pretty good spot. Okay, Teferi, so that's probably going to bounce something.
Responsibility.
Okay, that's unfortunate. So now I could eat to Extinction, put something in my graveyard. But that seems overkill, so I think I'm just going to send Mire Triton in. And
that's how it was meant to happen.
I think now I hold on to my Bonecrusher. Do I hold on to my Bonecrusher? That's my question. So I could wait, because they might potentially shatter this guy here. And then next turn I can, at the end of their turn, I can shock him down to 16. Then I can Embercleave my Mire, try to get him down to 10. But I do give him a lot of time, so I think I want to risk it. This could be bad. If they shatter this guy, that would be very unfortunate. I really would have liked to get this Agonizing Remorse in hand, but yeah, that's a bummer. So, yeah. So waiting to see what they play here. I might eat to Extinction something, unless it's a Teferi. In case, I might just take a bunch of damage here to draw a card. By the way, I run 25 lands. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, simply because I might mill some lands, which I only did one here. Risk of 25 lands obviously is that I flooded a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw a bunch of cards, or one card, and take a bunch of damage. Okay, Murderous Rider is pretty good. Lazav is pretty good. I'm going to bring you in tapped. I need a blue land. That's kind of a bummer. I am going to go ahead and just cast you, maybe? Or do I hold off? Having a blue land, this blue land would be really sweet, because then I can bring out Lazav, turn it into a Bonecrusher, and swing for 10. I think I'm going to hard cast this just to get a body on the board. It's probably not the right thing to do, but I feel like the longer this match goes, the less chance I have of turning it in my favor. That's not a problem. Elspeth would be unfortunate. Okay. Bring out the big guns. Let's see, on my lands. I'm gonna go ahead and swing here. I would imagine they want to block. They don't. That's fine. There we go. Get a bunch of life. Try and boy out. Mill another blue land, because why not? I guess that is the downside of putting in a Lazav. Typically it works out pretty good, but go for the Embercleave. Very good. Okay. Turn that into blue, so that's pretty sweet. Now I'm going to bring out my Lazav. If I get really lucky, I'll get Kroxa off the top here. Kind of want to hold on to that. I could swing for an Embercleave, but I think I'm going to do that after I turn this into a Bonecrusher. So let's go ahead and send you. I'm cool with that trade. Probably not going to trade. Now, if I get them down to 10 and they are comfortable enough to swing, I can actually Embercleave next turn. Okay. Feel like they're going to do something about Lazav here. Okay. By the way, if you play a control deck and you don't play Blast Zone, you need to, because it's such a good card. Okay, so this is 8. Let's see what they're going for here. Probably the Murderous Rider. Okay. So I think at this point it makes sense to just eat up one of these sharks. Okay. Putting a lot of sharks on the board. Eat one up. I'll keep that. I'm gonna have to do some math here in a minute. Unfortunately, my Embercleave. Whew. Okay. So I turn this. That'll be 3. I swing with. So I'm gonna eat up 2 mana, 3 mana for that to turn it into a Bonecrusher. My 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. That's not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What else do I have? Mire Triton. Turn it into a Mire Triton and give it Death Touch. Why not? They only doing the one block? If they do, that would actually be pretty sweet. I can Embercleave on it and I'll trample through the shark. Now next turn they're getting to Fairy back, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's take out the 3/3 here. Oops, wrong button. Embercleave on this one. Yes, please. That's actually pretty good. Yep, take you guys out. Alright, that's actually pretty good. Now we're going to see the Fairy, which is going to set us back quite a bit.
Excellent timing.
I don't necessarily see how I'm going to win this game, but it's definitely possible. Okay, so they're going to take out the Embercleave. Get a 5/5 shark on the board. What else you got? Earth and Lettuce, okay. Not gonna lie, being able to have Shark Typhoon on the board for a little bit is just insanely overpowered. So I think, let's see, how much mana do I have? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's unfortunate. Elspeth is really kicking our behind here. Yeah, I don't really care about taking out the Fairy at this point. It's gonna come back before I can truly kill it anyway. Do I want that trade? There we go. I want that trade. I'm cool with that. Not too bad. Okay. So Phoenix of Ash would be pretty good here. However, I feel like another non-creature spell is going to put a shark on the board. Or Dream Trawler, that's the thing too. Yeah. Which is actually pretty good because they can trade with the Dream Trawler. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and swing with just the Phoenix. Add him. See if he blocks. He has to. Probably knows this. So otherwise I have lethal. Which is fine because I'm just going to bump it. Oh, I miscounted. Snap. That stinks. I thought I had 6 lands open. I only have 5 lands open. So I would imagine that that is game. See what he does here, and I might just move on to the next one. Yeah, I definitely should have just held back the Phoenix there. Yeah, and they have the Shark, so there's no way I'm going to get through. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. They're going up to 15 life here. Okay, so Embercleave is actually not that great in this matchup. Get the Lilianas. Bonecrusher is not that good. Better have Duresses, Farikas. Thought Distortion is pretty good here. Ash Shock could be good. Maybe 1. What do I cut? So I got these out. Bedevil is pretty good. Eats Extinction is pretty good. Do like the Lilianas in this matchup. However, it is very... It's probably going to get Elspeth. So I think 1 would make more sense, maybe. Rankles are pretty good. That seems a little slow. Let's go in with this. I didn't see a single Kroxa that matchup. Phoenix came very late, so that was a little unfortunate. Their Phoenixes. Lance is a little awkward, but that is kind of to be expected. So we'll keep. Peek in their hands. Okay, I think in this one... Seriously? Not too worried about that, though. It's kind of annoying, but... I think the Fairy should probably go, or Shatter. I think the Fairy is the most annoying one. Cerulean Drake protects it. So I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. And when he plays the Fairy, I can kill it with the Phoenix. Hopefully I get an untapped land here. That would be pretty sweet. Very, very sweet. Okay, do I have Phoenix or Tymaret? I think I have Phoenix because then I really make him want to play Teferi or something. However, Tymaret, well, it's probably going to get bounced, so that makes no sense. Tymaret will definitely get bounced by Teferi or the zombie that it creates. So that just seems pointless. I could do that to bait him to minus and then kill him with the Phoenix, but that's okay. Narset.
If you wish to surrender, I have just the trick for this.
Might send the other Phoenix at it. Well, I think I would kind of play into his Shatter this guy if I do that. Artifact or enchantment, okay. So maybe it makes more sense to just send this way. And I'd rather exile the Fairy, so let's go ahead and do this. Get a zombie out. That's why he's probably going to want to play this. So this and the Omen is probably his play this turn, which buys me more time. I could be wrong and he might just Shatter, but...
Keep an open mind.
Shatter would not even be that good here, because I can just bring out the Phoenix right away. I might not, though. Okay. So yeah, this is probably when we're going to see the disenchant. The upside, I can see their entire hand at this point. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Already have 5 cards in there, so I think I'm going to go ahead and exile this. Get another zombie. I definitely don't want to play into the sweeper. I don't draw cards, so I don't care about Narset being there. So I'm just going to go face here. Boop boop. Leaving this Phoenix back. It's fine. I could have actually brought this out because I do have quite a bit in the graveyard, but I'm also still hoping to see your Kroxa at some point. I have him in the deck, I promise. There's the Shatter. Might as well get guard draw out of it. There we go. There's the Kroxa. Now, let's see. I have enough to be able to bring it out. No, I'm missing a black land. Never mind. That's okay, though. I'm going to go ahead and... Let's see. I got a Phoenix in there. Kroxa here. Go ahead and discard. Discard to disenchant, maybe. Starting to land, okay. So that puts him at 9. So I can bring him down to 6. I still have plenty in the graveyard, so I think that's what I'm going to do. You always want to do the lands first because you might need the other stuff for the Tymaret to get zombies out. So you got to be careful what you exile. Get you down to 6. So I got a pretty good engine going now with the Phoenixes. So really the most annoying thing he could do now is play a Dream Trawler. But I'm looking pretty good in this match right now. Again, I actually don't know how good this deck is in the current meta as it's shaping up, but I just really enjoy it, so I wanted to give it a shot. Interesting. What could he possibly have? He's probably going to bring out a Shark, which is actually fine. So I can just exile that. Curious if he's going to go to Shark route here. Yep. Okay, resolve. Gonna kill that. Do like another one. And I actually can bump it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Sweet. So now I'm looking really good. So again, Dream Trawler is the only thing that can really mess us up. But even then, I'm actually looking pretty good. Alright, sweet. So I got the Phoenix of Ash here to finish it up. I can cast it and then bump it. Okay, Phoenix of Ash is taking it home for me. That went pretty well. Alright, now I would love a game where I actually get to put Kroxa on the board and swing with it. Are there any changes I want to make after seeing what he just did? Honestly, I think he's pretty concerned about the Tymaret, so let's keep that in. It seems good. Okay, let's see what you got. I have Agonizing Remorse. That seems pretty good. So I really just need to draw lands and I'll be in great shape, which I have 25 in the deck. So I'm going to take the chance. A 2-lander is never that comfortable to keep. Also got the Mire Triton, so that's pretty sweet. So I got a turn 2 and a turn 3 play. And a land. Pretty sweet. Agonizing Remorse. My goodness. Teferi is annoying, but not the end of the world. I think Elspeth is the worst one here, so let's get rid of that. Now, I know he's going to be able to resolve a Teferi here, but I can also kill it. Okay, that's fine. So I got a bye-bye Teferi here. Whoa! What just happened? Did I do that? I'm pretty sure I was wanting to play the adventure. Did I not play the adventure? I'm gonna have to replay that. Did I click that fast? What did I do? I'm confused. I could have sworn it. I hit the adventure on that. Okay. Let's just assume I messed it up. Yeah, put it back in my hand, please. That'd be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. Okay. So, well, in that case, I'm just gonna go swing face because, I mean, that's fine. Boop. Get the Trident out. Can't believe I didn't do the adventure. I'm really curious if I messed it up, or if the replay just shows me that I didn't get the option. Because I know it was in my main phase, so that wouldn't have affected it. Maybe I just clicked that fast. I don't know. Curious to see it played back. There's another land, so that's pretty sweet. I can bring out Rankle. And I am going to send Rankle... Well, if I send out Rankle, he's going to be able to put a 3 on the shark, so that would be a trade. Is that a good trade? Or do I just Bedevil here? Let's see what he does. I think I'm just going to keep ignoring Teferi. As of right now, it doesn't do anything to me. Okay. That's fine. Get another one of you guys out. Fill up that graveyard. Lazav in the graveyard. I'd rather have the other guy in the graveyard, but that's okay. I'm surprised I haven't seen Graveyard Hate yet. Now that I say that, you'll probably see it. Like a Soul Guide Lantern or something like that. Which, the reason why I'm not too concerned about Soul Guide Lantern and Gravediggers, because typically how this deck works is that I don't worry about stuff being in my graveyard that long. Like, I'll fill up my graveyard pretty quick and I escape something pretty quick. So I might just escape a Phoenix here. And swing for Time Raveler. You might be entering tapped. So if I escape a Phoenix of Ash and swing, he's going to have to put a 3/3 shark out and it'll be a... Yeah, that'll be a trade, which I'm actually quite fine with. And I can get Teferi down to 1 loyalty where it really isn't a threat right now. So do I swing everything into Teferi or just the Phoenix? I think just the Phoenix. And have him put out a shark. And bring him down to 16. So I'm curious if he's going to want to sack one of his sharks here. Which again, it's a good trade. He gets to kill my Phoenix of Ash and draw a card. He might not know that I just want to get rid of one Shark Typhoon because I only have one for Rika's Libation. I mean, I have 2 in my deck, but chances that I draw the other one are pretty slim. Plus, I'm super close to escaping another Phoenix. If he's gonna hardcast this, that'd be pretty sweet. That would eat up his entire turn. Because game 1, I had no answers against it. There we go. That's really sweet.
This might be a bad idea.
So I think I have to do this. There we go. Send you guys that way. And I think I'm going to Bedevil at the ferry now.
We will meet again.
Now he's going to want to get that to ferry out. Another Shark Typhoon. Okay, cool. Pretty fancy. Okay, so I got 2 Rankles, so I might as well play one. Go ahead and swing. Okay, he's going to get a 2/2 flyer out, which is kind of a bummer. Now I'm really wanting to draw that other Pharika's Libation. That would be super sweet. Okay, that's actually a really good... It's actually quite good. Don't necessarily want to discard anything. I need answers. And let's go ahead and get rid of that. So get that at the bottom of my graveyard. Go ahead and shuffle up my my library. I mean, go ahead and shuffle up my library. Fetch another black. Get you out. Those are 2 cards I actually would have liked. That's okay. Right now we're actually looking pretty good because I am going to resolve a Liliana next turn. Most likely, depending on what happens here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to resolve Liliana because I want him to not have the Archon of Sunsgrace. Now, hopefully... So yeah, he'll have 2 creatures here. Hopefully that stays that way. So if he bounces Rankle, that would actually be really sweet. So then I don't have to sacrifice it. Thank you very much. Now an Omen would be really bad here, because then he gets 2 creatures out of it. So we're just going to hope that he doesn't have it. Sweet. That worked out pretty good. And next turn I'll be able to get Rankle and Phoenix out. Another Archon is kind of a setback. Gonna get a lot of stuff out right now. This is where a Kroxa would be pretty huge.
Here goes nothing.
I don't think we've seen a Kroxa yet. Got 4 in the deck. They're hiding particularly good right now. So I think I need to get you out. So yeah, Pharika's Libation or Kroxa would be able to turn this game around for me. Luckily, I still have a lot of life. He has to block this. Well, I guess he doesn't technically have to. He's going to want to. Alright, so I don't need to pump here. It'd be unnecessary. Go ahead and get you. Let's get a zombie. I'm going to want to play Rankle here, simply to have a blocker for Liliana. Okay, so right now I'm actually still looking pretty decent. Z to Extinction can take out the Archon. I don't think he runs any counters, which I'm actually kind of surprised by. Especially against a deck like mine that he is probably not familiar playing against. Because again, this deck, I think it was pretty big when Hoogland just came out with it. You saw it quite a bit, the Rakdos version, not necessarily the Lazav version. But it hasn't really been around for a little while. I think it's pretty good. It seems to be putting up a pretty decent fight against Azorius. For being a mid-range deck holding out this long against control, seems pretty good to me. I'm enjoying this deck quite a bit. Right now, it's not looking that great for us, but I know I still have plenty of tools in here to deal with what he has going on. If he doesn't go ham on having a bunch of sharks on the field, I could be in pretty good shape. So I'm going to well, do I sacrifice the Rankle? Yeah, I think I do. I have another one, so that's fine. But this way Liliana stays alive.
That's no way to treat her, lady. They were lousy servants anyway.
Well, that was kind of rude. I don't think I ever heard her say that before. They were lousy servants anyway. Last gasket for the Phoenix. Okay. And a Dream Trawler. My goodness. Okay, that's bad. Not gonna lie, that's pretty bad. How to get out of this? I think Archon is a bigger threat than Dream Trawler. Yeah. So let's start with... I am thinking. Is there a way out of here for me? Dream Trawler is a problem. He's going to have to exile something. But he has a card in hand that he can just... Yeah, let's just start with this. See if I can get a Kroxa out. I think right now that's the only thing that can really save me. No Kroxa. Oh goodness, I really need a Kroxa. Having a Kroxa build around and not drawing a Kroxa, except for once in 3 games, that's kind of painful, I'm not going to lie. You can only do this, so I might as well. And then I think I do need to eat the Archon. Don't need Duress. Okay. See what happens. Sure, why not? Well, he's going to gain life, but I can draw a card. I don't think that matters right now. Yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to get out of this mess. I almost wish I would have boarded in the Extinction Event.
Trust me, I have a plan.
But I don't think I realized that they had Archon and Shark Typhoon and Dream Trawler to just get a crazy board presence. So kudos to my opponent. He has a pretty crazy deck. I think this is actually a very powerful shell to have all these...
I will rise again.
Just kind of cascading, flying problems. Not being able to answer the Shark Typhoon is a really big problem for my deck. I think I need to find a solution for that. I might go a little bit more Grixis and get like Brazen Borrower in there. Another Tymaret just doesn't do it for me. Sure, why not also mill my Thought Distortion? So I am now down to 25 cards in my deck. And of my 4 Kroxas, I have seen 0. Imagine that. Look at that. We got a Kroxa. We got a Kroxa. We got a Kroxa. Now I could scry a bunch, or I can just send in the troops. I don't have enough lands to do both, so I think I'm just going to send in the zombies, see what happens. Fortunately, I don't get card draw out of it anymore, but I might trade with a couple of these sharks here. That's actually pretty solid. I don't mind that, because then if I find another way to sacrifice some stuff, I'd actually have a chance to get rid of his board state. So yeah, this actually might turn it back around a little. I don't think I'm necessarily going to be able to drag out this game long enough for that, but who knows. Winning by Tymaret is not necessarily how I want to win. Plus, him having a Dream Trawler is definitely a problem. Yeah, if I can get rid of these two, then I can get rid of Dream Trawler by attacking with Rankle. I would imagine he has more Dream Trawlers in his deck, though. He's up to 31. I got 22 cards in my... I almost anticipate drawing nothing but Kroxas at this point. Can't believe that there's 3 Kroxas left in 22 cards here. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so they're going to Glass Casket my Kroxa, which actually is kind of a bummer. Smart. But it kind of stings. But again, I might be able to get rid of these guys. Just need to find a way to get rid of his wall there. Cerulean Drake. Okay. We're not going to block that. That would be silly. Okay, a land. Definitely not what I need. Murderous Rider is actually pretty good. Yeah, I forgot I was going to mill that with the other Tymaret. That's okay. Let's go ahead and play that land so that I can make him like really, really big. He's going to get blocked by the Cerulean Drake anyway, but this actually prevents him from being able to attack with the Dream Trawler. In a perfect world, that is. He's Azorius control. He probably has an answer for this Phoenix, but hey, one can hope, right? Yeah, he's going to Elspeth that probably, which is a bummer. I really like the dog that they brought out. So if you haven't seen the M21 spoilers yet, there's actually a lot of dogs that are coming out. It's a creature type now, so I think all the hounds are changing to dogs, which is pretty cool. Some of the dogs I'm seeing previewed, this one here is actually based off the tribal card that gives them all extra power and toughness. One of the dog cards they revealed, I saw today, was a, I don't remember what it's called. It was something along the lines of a stray dog. And it's a 1 white for a 1/1, and you can sacrifice. Ooh, nice. Yes, please. In case he has another answer. It's a 1/1 for 1, and you can sacrifice it to give one of your creatures indestructible for no added mana cost, which is pretty sweet. So if I do this, I have 1, 2. I don't have enough. I could Rankle out, and then Rankle and Phoenix can both block the Dream Trawler. So I might do that. Thinking if I could double bump the Phoenix to block Dream Trawler, but if I bring out Rankle, then I can double block too. Sweet. Let's get you out. Do I swing with these guys? I think I do. Send them all at the ferry, because then he wants to block them all. I would think. Unless he has another one. Which this way I might kill 2 of these guys. Or he just lets it happen. So he's either going to have an Elspeth or another Teferi, which both would kind of stink. This match is taking forever. So I guess if you play a mid-range deck that actually can hold its own against a control deck, it's gonna take a little while. Right now, honestly, my hope is that he either slips up and this creatures die so I can have a sack effect. Or he just times out. It's not a great win condition, but it's a win condition regardless. I mean, to be fair, if you play against Azorius or an Esper Control, like I don't know if you guys remember Esper Control from like a year ago, when Hero of Dominaria was like the main win condition, I think it is fair to beat them on either mill or timeout. Okay, so I am on a double block. If he has a card draw effect, well, no, that just bumps his attack, not his toughness. Okay, so that's actually, in my opinion, a pretty good block. That was worth the trade.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Wonder if he's going to try to bounce to Kroxa. Well, not try it. I wonder if he's just going to bounce to Kroxa, which is fine.
I'll protect you.
Okay, he's going to get more Flying Sharks out. I am curious why he hasn't done anything with the Blast Zone yet. At least ramp it up. Get it bigger. You should kind of know what my threats are now. Like, I would set this at 3 mana and wait for Phoenix of Ashes to come out and blow him up. No attacks. Wonder why not. Okay, so now I can blow up his Shark Typhoon. I think I get Phoenix of Ash out. Do I? Well, let's see what happens here first. I think I'm just going to go face. And let's see what happens. Against the fairies, not that big of a problem for our deck. Okay, sweet. It's actually pretty good because all his threats are going away. Okay. So that's actually pretty good. I don't mind that at all. Let's get you back out. I got so much in my graveyard. Well, so much. I got enough in my graveyard to where... Ooh, let's not do the Phoenix. Rankle, Mire, Murder, Duress. And bye-bye, Liviana.
My army has been destroyed.
Yeah, so right now it actually looks like I might win by timeout because I still have 29 life. I don't think I'm on a deck before then. Yeah, let's go ahead and blow up the Shark Typhoon. Oh! Oops. Yeah. Didn't think about that. I think I'm going to leave Phoenix of Ash in here. Because I don't necessarily... I want to be able to get the Kroxa back out if I need to. That is fine. So yeah, if I just would have waited a turn, then I would have been able to get rid of the Shark Typhoon, but... yeah, sometimes that happens. Put on top. No, thank you. Still gonna get the effect, so it's all good. Yep. And a Shatter. Interesting. Wonder why he does that, because he's on the clock, I'm not.
Here goes nothing.
Very interesting. Now I'm actually going to play Phoenix of Ash. I don't care about the 2 toughness there. I'm just going to go straight face. Could have bumped it, but... there's no but. There was really no way not to bump, reason not to bump it, but... it is what it is. I think I've screwed myself so often on the amount of mana I have that I'm a little gun-shy on trigger effects now.
Let's try this.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So let's do math, shall we? I don't think I have lethal, but I can get pretty close, I think. 2, 3... yeah, let's just bump. Nothing else I can do with the mana anyway. Bump. 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 And that is 1 Swole Phoenix. Alright, so I might actually kill this guy before he times out. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? From that board state we had earlier to this. We did it! Oh! Ha! Smart! Good job. And an Elspeth, and a Flying Shark. Oh, that's just rude. We were so close. Okay, we got another Phoenix. We got another Phoenix. Alright, so how big is this shark? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got enough bumps, so I can kill a shark. Alright, bring me the shark. This is fun. This is actually a fun matchup. I've been enjoying this. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. So if this goes in my graveyard, it's 5. That's not enough to bring back Kroxa, so... but again, next turn I can get Phoenix back out of the graveyard, so I still actually have a chance of finishing this guy off. So he's gonna have to have an answer here. Yeah, right now I'm set on beating this guy before he times out. Like, I already have this match. There's no way he's gonna win this in... I have to look at my deck here for a second. There's no way he's gonna win in that time. Please tell me I have this. That would be so satisfying. I really didn't think I had this match at one point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I never concede, no matter how bad it looks. You never know what your deck can do. Don't have an answer. Come on, that would be so cool. Don't rope me either. Okay. I can kill this, though. Poop you. I still don't have lethal, but I'm so close. Alright. I had him down to 1 life. I think he was just kind of over it. He knew that he only had 1.5 minutes to make it count. So yeah, that was pretty well in the bag. Let's go back to the deck if it lets me. There we go. Alright. So yeah, Kroxa Midrange. I really enjoyed playing it. I think it does need a little tweaking for the current meta, if you will. But it did pretty good. I would probably put in another Phareka's Libation because those Shark Typhoon cards are all over the decks right now. Everybody playing blue plays Shark Typhoon, and hardcasting that against us is really, really hard to get through, especially in Game 2 you saw that. In this third game, I have no idea how I won it, but I did, so I'm going to take it. I'm not sold on Lazav in this deck. It actually did not work out at all in there, and I don't think I need it, because I can escape Kroxa pretty quickly, so I might actually go back to the Rakdos version. But I really wanted to play Lazav, because I think it's one of my favorite cards. Design is just really cool, and especially alongside Kroxa. So, Kroxa, really cool card, but I have to say the MVP for this match was Phoenix of Ash. I think this card really carried me through the finish line. I still don't think I want to have 4 because, again, there's only so much escaping you can do before you run through everything in your graveyard. So, yeah, I think that match went really well. So don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my content. I'm probably going to start brewing a little bit more. And, yeah, let me know you subscribe so you can win the Space Godzilla Death Corona card. I would love to send it out to you if you help me get to 100 subscribers. And yeah, just stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching.